My name is Ryan McGonigal. Growing up, I started going to church really just because my parents wanted me to go. I remember answering the altar call a couple times and just saying, will you give your life to the Lord? Will you serve him? And I remember doing it and walking up to the altar, and I remember that being special moments for me. But I also remember those moments being fleeting, and my faith wasn't something that I practiced. It was something that I knew from when I was younger. I still remember feeling like God had called me to do something, that he had a plan for my life. In fact, even when I wasn't pursuing my faith, I remember telling friends, the big man upstairs has a plan for me, that whatever's going on, that God has a plan for my life, even if I wasn't living it out on my day-to-day walk. I just feel like there are just constant tragedies that kept bringing me back towards the center, if you will. When I would go off on getting involved in drinking or drugs, something would happen that would draw me back to realizing what is my purpose? Why am I here? I remember going to a church service at Mosaic, and this preacher talked about your pain being your platform. And I was like, oh, wow, that's inspirational. But God, what is this about your pain being a platform? And the next morning, I remember going to go to work, and 3 hours later, I was told that I was going to be let go from my job. And I remember for the very first time really wanting to seek my faith to drive and to understand what my why was. As he talks about in Ephesians, each one of us is given a different gift. Trying to unpack what my gift was to be able to reach the potential that he's called me to. And I remember another moment. I had met a girl while I was still unemployed, and I started to date that girl. One of our first couple of dates, I went up to her and I told her, hey, I have this job offer on the table to make more money than I'd ever made. Or I'm also interviewing with an urban ministry job that would pay me less than a third of what I was making before. And what should I do? If I took the one job, is that going to be okay? And her response back to me was, do what you think that the Lord is calling you to do. And so a week later, I took a job to work in urban ministry in West Baltimore. And we serve over 200 teenagers and provide employment and mentoring programs through sports. I had no idea what God had destined for me. And now I get to be part of a ministry where I get to do life with teenagers and talk with them about Jesus. I get to share with them how my faith, my life was turned around because I gave my life fully to him, and knowing that I'm no longer lukewarm, but I'm going all in for the work that I believe God's called me to do.